And then we had come to a part wherein we were learning how to have sustainable development, how to conserve these resources so that at least for the future generations, your generation, the generations after you, there would be resources left for them to use. Otherwise, the way in which we are using these resources, it is almost going to a stage of destruction, right? That is how we are using these resources as of now. So the next part of this lesson actually, the next lesson is the natural resources which come under natural vegetation and wildlife. So if you see this first half of this entire lesson is a complete repetition of the different kinds of vegetation which we had learned in 7th standard. I hope students are still able to remember that, or maybe students have forgotten it completely. I don't know. What is it, students? Do you remember this lesson or have you forgotten? Remember, na? Okay, that's good. Good, good. That you don't remember, huh? See, we had learnt about the different kinds of vegetation last year. We had learnt about the grasslands. We had learnt about the temperate grasslands, the tropical grasslands, the tropical rainforest. Correct. And all the different kinds of animals that live in these kinds of forests in the tropical grasslands. We had we had learned about the names of this grassland. So all these things we have already learned last year in your geography. It is not something new which you are learning. Correct, na? That is what I am saying. Directly last question, huh? Very good. No, anyway, but what we'll do is we will do a light revision of this lesson. We will do a light revision of this lesson, and we can quickly complete this lesson also. It's not a very big lesson. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I will do that. We will do a summary, and then we'll go. We'll have a small quiz like this. Okay, so the biosphere is the natural vegetation and wildlife. This exists only in the narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, and atmosphere. This we have learnt last year that this is what the biosphere is. And in the biosphere, living things are interrelated and interdependent on each other for their survival. This life supporting system is called as an ecosystem. This ecosystem is something which we will see everywhere. Wherever we go, we will see an ecosystem which is developed. We see an ecosystem inside a lake, in a pond, in the forest, in the jungle. Everywhere there is a ecosystem. And without this ecosystem, it is difficult, or rather almost impossible, for any kind of life to sustain and live. So this ecosystem develops over a period of time, it gets evolved, it advances and becomes a part of the life of the biosphere. That is the importance of this ecosystem. So vegetation and wildlife are very valuable resources. There are innumerable uses for plants, means immense number of uses for plants. They are used for agriculture purpose. They are used in industrial purpose. They are used for medicinal purpose. For each and everything, you will find a use for the plants. Wildlife includes animals, birds, insects, as well as aquatic forms of life. So, anything which is living and breathing, this includes wildlife, other than human beings. They provide us milk, meat, hides, wool, all these things we get from wildlife. Insects like bees provide us with honey, help in pollination of flowers, and have an important role to play as decomposers in the ecosystem. Yes, did somebody say something? The birds feed on insects and act as decomposers as well. Now, what is the meaning of this decomposers? The word? Yes, correct. Correct. Once any Absolutely right. So any once any living thing dies, the body matter starts decomposing. It starts decaying because bacteria act on that, and it breaks down the entire living organism into smaller particles. That is the process of decomposition. So animals, big or small, are all integral to maintaining the balance in the ecosystem. Even a smallest thing like an ant plays an important role. I cannot say that the ant is a useless animal. The bees are also extremely important because they help in the cross pollination of flowers. So each and every living thing over here plays a role in society, plays a role in the ecosystem. So natural vegetation again, what we have learned last year, evergreen, deciduous, and also tropical. These are the distribution, and we have seen all the different kinds of forest types. We have seen Mediterranean forests, we have seen tropical forests, we have seen temperate forests, we have seen grasslands, we have seen deciduous forests, we have also seen tropical evergreen forests. All different parts of the earth have different kinds of forests in them, and the reason for this is because they have different kinds of climatic conditions, different weather conditions, different amount of rainfall. All these factors come into play whenever a different kind of forest is there on our planet Earth. That is the reason why you will never see a same kind or similar kind in different areas. It is always a unique forest which we find in different parts of the earth. Now, what is happening with these forests? The biggest challenge with these forests is the amount of usage that we do. In the previous slides, we learned, I'll just go back to the previous slide and you will see that we are only talking about the using of all these resources. We use these resources for each and everything. If a house has to be constructed, trees are chopped down, their wood is used. If furniture has to be built, again trees are chopped down, the wood is being used. If we want some resources, the animals are used for their were used for their fur. The animals are used for using as cultivation. Their hides are used, their meat is used. Everything is used means we human beings are only in the habit of using. I would like all of you to please keep on mute. There is some sound coming from somebody. I don't know who that is. Vaibhav, if you can keep your voice on mute, it would be very good. Okay, yes. So coming back to this lesson, as I said, we human beings are very good at using resources. Very good. But we are very bad at giving back to our Mother Earth. When we have to give back something to our Mother Earth, no, we are not good at it. Changes of climate and human interference can cause the loss of natural habitats for the people and for the plants and animals. Our industrial growth, our number of industries are so huge. These industries leave out immense amount of heat and pollution, smoke, chemical waste. All these things are let out into the environment, and our earth can take only one certain quantity of all this garbage. All this is total garbage. Even we are using it, but we are leaving out large amount of garbage. And our earth has now actually it has got tired of taking all this garbage from us. The amount of waste which we dump into our oceans, is uncountable. Uncountable means uncountable, because even if you go to the deepest depths of our ocean, there you will find plastic waste over there. That is the amount of pollution that we do. Many species have become vulnerable or endangered, and some of them are on the verge of extinction. You would have heard very recently a white rhino. Have you heard of this animal, the white rhinoceros? Anyone over here has heard of the white rhinoceros? You have heard of rhinoceros, right? You don't know rhinoceros? Rhino. Ah. So there is a type of rhinoceros in Africa which they called as the white rhinoceros or the two-horned rhinoceros. This rhinoceros has two horns. Okay, this rhinoceros has two horns, and very recently the last one of these died in Africa. This is just one example I'm telling you where one species of animal has died. And the sad thing is, in a year, in one given year, at least thousands of different kinds of either insect species or animal species they become extinct. This is the sad truth of our earth, Deforestation, soil erosion, constructional activities, forest fires, tsunamis, landslides, or these are just some of the human made and natural factors which together accelerate the process of extinction of the great natural resources. The animals we poached for collection and illegal trade of hides, skins, nails, teeth, horns, feathers, all these things we illegally take out from the animals and it is sold in markets. This is the extent to which we are exploiting our Mother Earth. There is a balance in the environment if the relative number of species is not disturbed. And unfortunately, we human beings have been able to destroy that balance. Due to indiscriminate killings, several birds and animals have either become extinct or on the verge of extinction. Many countries have passed laws declaring that the trades as well as killing of birds and animals are illegal. Yes, countries have passed laws, it is illegal. In case a person is found illegally killing an animal, that person would be put into jail for a few years and again he would be left out. But my question is, if that person has killed an animal, don't you think killing is a sin? What do you think, students? Do you think that killing of animals is okay? Ah. So that person who has killed an animal, he must get similar kind of punishment. Just 1 or 2 years in jail is not enough. 1 or 2 years in jail is not enough. He should also get a similar kind of punishment. Conservation of plants and animals is an ethical duty of every student, of every citizen. We as citizens of this planet, it is our ethical duty. Ethical duty means the right thing to do. The most humane thing to do is that we have to conserve each and every resource that is there, each and every plant resource, animal resource, land resource, water resource, soil resource, each and every resource that we have, it is our duty as citizens of this planet Earth. We have to conserve these resources. Otherwise, 2 generations after you have gone off from this planet, will just have one barren rock. They will not have earth for them. They will only have a barren rock. I don't know how many of you read the newspapers or follow the news. Very recently, just 2 or 3 days back, the summer season is actually going on now in countries like Canada and the United States. Are you aware of that? They have the summer season. Now this summer season heat is so much, it goes up, it has gone up to almost 52 to 53 degrees in country like Canada. It has become so hot over there. People will not be able to live in such kind of a heat. People are actually dying because of the heat. That is, yes, that is actually what is called as global warming. Krishna says in Europe has invented biodegradable plastic. They have added some plastic eating enzymes which they have only invented in the plastic products. Yes, that's absolutely right. These enzymes start eating plastic when they are buried in the soil. That is absolutely right, Krishna. Yes, this product has been invented. We are very soon, maybe there would be a mass production of this, and maybe in the years to come, under 5 or 6 years, maybe we will find plastic which has these. Yes, sir? I did not understand you. No, no, they do not need to take permission from WHO. They can start manufacturing. Permission is not required. Permission is required only in case of permission is required. No, 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 just listen to me. Permission is required only in case of medicines or food articles which are being manufactured. If there is some kind of any innovation which is going to be beneficial for our earth, it will definitely be implemented in different countries. Okay. Yeah, so I would like you all to open your textbooks to page number 143. On page number 142, there is a part in the bottom part which is the forest fire. Has everybody got this part, forest fire? Yeah, I want you to take a few seconds and read that part. Take a few seconds and read that part. I will also read it out over here. A forest fire is a large uncontrolled fire that spreads over a forest rapidly and leads to destruction of areas of vegetation and its resident wildlife. Forest fires are very often caused by human action. A large section of the Amazon forest caught fire in August 2019. So in August 2019, a large section of the Amazon rainforest caught forest fire. It was reported that the number of fires the forest saw an increase of 80% since 2018. Environmentalists claimed that it was deforestation that caused the wildfire. We are on page number 142. Nayan, 142 page number in your textbook. So, what are the measures which are taken for reduction in the risk of these forest fires? Call the local fire department or call the emergency numbers. In case of smoke, crawl and evacuate. Follow the escape route map. While leaving the house, close all electrical gases and appliances. So, but now here we are talking about a forest fire. And what are you sharing, Swaroop? Yeah, Swaroop, what are you sharing over here? No word from this Swaroop. Okay, so as I was saying, now we read over here about the Amazon rainforest which has caught fire. If you all remember this Amazon rainforest, the Amazon rainforest is an extremely thick rainforest, correct? The jungle is a very thick jungle, and we know that almost throughout the year it receives rainfall. 80% of the year it receives rainfall. That is the type of jungle that this Amazon rainforest is. So if you can imagine this Amazon rainforest, which is such a beautiful thick green jungle, is catching fire. Normally we see that forest fires occur only in jungles which are very dry and will catch fire very easily. Yes, I have stopped presenting my screen because that PPT is over. Let us discuss this lesson, right? So we are talking about the Amazon rainforest catching fire. Normally we see forest fires being caught in areas where the jungle is very very dry, and this will catch fire very fast. Now just imagine if the Amazon rainforest, which is a thick green jungle receiving rain almost 80% throughout the year, is catching fire. Means this fire is being caused by people. People are purposely causing this fire because they want to destroy this forest, and once this forest is destroyed, they will use that forest land for their own purpose, like purpose of either constructing some commercial property, some industry, or many times they also develop it into grass area for their cattle to feed on. What was that? Not clear. Yes, the jungle was put on fire purposely. It was not an accident. Yeah, Krishna, that is also correct. Okay, so this is the consequence of putting fires, and the Amazon rainforest actually provides us with a lot of oxygen. No, they are, in other words, they are also called as the lungs of the earth. Amazon rainforest, they are referred to as lungs of the earth because of the amount of oxygen that we get from here. But now, in the situation where the rainforest is catching continuously fires, and it says that the number of fires has increased by 80%. So, if earlier the forest used to catch fire only once in a year, now increase in 80% means every year 80 times the forest catches fire, and this fire area is going on increasing and increasing and increasing. And with this, the amount of area which the Amazon rainforest covers is going on reducing every year. So with the effect of this is so many species of plants and animals get destroyed in the rainforest. There are so many species of trees and plants. There could be medicinal plants in these areas. There are rare species of animals, birds, plants. All these things are being destroyed indiscriminately. And plus the green cover which is there, that also is destroyed, and we are at a loss of oxygen. It is literally like choking our neck and not allowing the earth to breathe. That is the consequence of these fires which we have. Right? So actually, the government has lots of plans. Governments of various countries, they do lots of plans. They have various resources by which they try to protect the wildlife, and they try to protect the area which is under the forest. If you see in your page number 144, all of you can move to page number 144. On page number 144, can you see the map of India?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now on this map, you will see various marks. There are some small dots are there are stars are there, and some blue marks are there. All these areas, they are either national parks, they are either wildlife sanctuaries or bird sanctuaries. Yeah, Sumit has a doubt. The doubt is, what is crisis? Meaning of crisis. Crisis is a situation where of deep problem. Crisis is not only a problem but actually a severe problem. That is the meaning of crisis. Okay, so these are all the locations where national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and bird sanctuaries are located in India. Now, all these sanctuaries, bird sanctuaries, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, they are all initiatives by the government. The government takes initiative to protect a piece of land so that animals inside those pieces of land are protected and they stay safe. Very recently, I don't know if anybody has watched this. Very recently, a new movie was released on Amazon Prime by the name of Sherni.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, if you do get a chance, please watch that movie. Very beautiful movie with lots of greenery, lots of scenery. Very nicely made movie, and yes,
Because there are no waters that tigers maintain this.
yeah, correct. Absolutely right. That was about the movie. And what happened was, how these people try to hunt that tiger because the tiger doesn't have anything to eat. It starts hunting animal people, and then the forest department are trying to Krishna. I have already seen this message. Okay, when I am discussing something in the class, please concentrate and listen to what I am discussing. If you want to continuously send messages in the chat box, you can do it some other time. Am I clear, Krishna? Krishna, I am speaking to you. Am I clear? Good. Okay, so this movie Sherni was about filmed inside a national park, and it is about how the hunt is on for a tiger, which is supposed to be a man eater, and unfortunately, the forest department is trying to save the tiger, whereas there are lots of politicians who are trying to get the villagers to kill the tiger. A very nicely made movie, lots of nice greenery. You can see the beauty of Indian forests over there. So please watch it if you ever do get the time. Uh,
Also, project is project tiger.
Project Tiger, yes, correct. Sumit, what is Sumit saying? Indian scenario. Indian scenario means in the context of India, related to India. Okay, so this list of all these national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, bird sanctuaries, they are government approved. The government takes plenty of initiatives to see that the green cover in India, these biospheres, the animals which are there, all these are protected so that they are not hunted indiscriminately and not killed just for being used for other purposes. The forest also is protected. The trees which lie within that forest, though they are also protected, everything is protected over there. People cannot go inside and stop and start chopping down the trees for use of firewood and all that. There are many tribals also who live in those areas. No, they are also prevented from going inside those protected national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. So all these initiatives the government takes to see that the greenery which is there in India, the environment of India, the forests of India are protected. Similarly, these kinds of programs happen all over the world. It's not only India, but all over the world. We will see that these kinds of initiatives are taken by the countries' governments, and they try to protect as much as possible these resources which we have. Because, as I said earlier, and I'm telling again that if we do not protect these resources, maybe 15, 20, or 30 years down the line, after 30 years, our earth may be just left like a desert. Our earth would be just like a desert, nothing would be left on our earth. Right? So, that is actually the end of this particular lesson. Uh, Anybody has any doubts, you can ask me those doubts. It's a very simple lesson and basically a repetition of what we did earlier. So a quick recap, yes, a quick recap is in this lesson we cover the different kinds of vegetation on our planet Earth. We see that this vegetation is divided into tropical, deciduous, temperate, depending upon the location where it is, and each kind of forest which is there has a unique feature to themselves, and because of these unique features there are different kinds of wildlife also which live in these forests. And now these forests are actually facing a huge crisis, a big problem because of indiscriminate usage of these forests. We are using these resources to our maximum extent whereas we are not protecting them. So the government steps in, the government takes lots of precaution, the government creates bioreserves, they create wildlife sanctuaries, they create national parks with a purpose of, with the main reason of protecting the forest, protecting the green cover, and protecting the wildlife which is there in these forests. That is the entire recap of this lesson. Yeah. Ambika has, please ask question. Okay. What about notes? What happened to notes? There are a few question answers after this. You can write that. Before you start writing the question answer for any lesson, at the beginning of the lesson, please listen to me about the notes. At the you have to write notes on your own. I will not be giving any notes to anybody. The textbooks are available with you. All the answers are easily available in the textbook. Once you read the textbook 2-3 times, you will get the answers on your own. But before you start writing the question and answers, all students, please, 1 minute, please listen to me first, then you can talk. Before you start writing the question and answers, on the first page of each and every lesson, you will have a type of chart, a flow chart. Even in this particular lesson, also on page 135, you will see a chart, types of vegetation, and the different types of vegetation put over there. Okay. So, yeah, Spandana, I know you are Spandana. What is that? Please repeat. I did not understand. Which question? Why is that biodegradable plastic is not exported? See, this biodegradable plastic what Krishna has put about, it is a very recent innovation. So still that has to be mass product. It is not yet produced in factories. It is produced in a small amount. They are still experimenting on that. Once the experiment is successful, then it will go for mass production into factories. So it will take some time. Is your doubt cleared?